The wine glass in her hand caught the light as she laughed. Not at me, but at something he said. I don't know what it was, some joke maybe. But the sound of her laughter that night felt different. It wasn't the soft, tired chuckle she gave me at home after dinner. It was lighter, free, live. The kind of laugh she used to have when we were first dating. And I stood there, half hidden by the edge of the restaurant's bar, realizing that for the first time in years, I was the stranger watching my wife glow for someone else. Daniel, you've been quiet all evening, she said later as we got into the car. Her tone was casual, the way you talk to a coworker you don't want to offend. I'm just tired, I said, staring straight ahead. She smiled, that same detached, polite smile, and scrolled through her phone. I didn't miss how the screen lit up with a name that wasn't mine. Her name is Emily. We'd been married for 7 years. We met in college. She was the loud, ambitious one. I was the quiet, methodical type. We balanced each other out. Or at least I thought we did. Our marriage had gone through its slow decay quietly. Not through shouting or dramatic fights, but through absence. Absent touch. Absent effort. Absent honesty. When I suggested this weekend trip to Seattle, her idea originally, I thought maybe it would help us reconnect. She said it was for business networking, but then smiled and said I should come too, for a little getaway. Maybe I wanted to believe she meant it. The second night there, I noticed she kept her phone face down. She laughed more freely when she texted. And when I asked who it was, she said, "Just work stuff. Don't start being jealous now, Danny." That now stuck with me. At dinner that evening, she excused herself to take a call. I watched her step outside the restaurant and walk toward the edge of the street, phone to her ear, smiling in a way she hadn't smiled at me in months. I didn't confront her. Not yet. But when she came back, I asked one simple question. Are you happy? She froze for half a second, then shrugged. You always ask that when you're insecure. I stared at her. That's not an answer. Her fork hit the plate. God, Daniel, you're suffocating sometimes. Can't I talk to people without it being a thing? Go home if you're jealous. Seriously. She said it like a dare. And that was the moment, the exact second, something inside me snapped. That night I booked a flight back home. I didn't tell her. I didn't argue. I didn't even sleep in the same bed. She was already out when I got back to the hotel room anyway. Her perfume still lingered, faintly mixed with a scent I didn't recognize. I stared at the city lights from the window for hours, holding my wedding ring between my fingers. By dawn I slipped it into my wallet. I left a single note on the table. You told me to go home if I was jealous. I took your advice. I was halfway through airport security when she called. 7 missed calls. Then 8. Then 10. The texts followed. Emily. Where are you? Emily. Daniel, stop being dramatic. Can we just talk? Emily. You didn't actually leave, did you? Emily. Please answer me. I boarded the plane in silence. Back home, the house felt emptier than ever. Her coffee mug was still in the sink, half-rinsed. The sweater she borrowed from me still hung on the chair. For the first time, I realized how little of her truly lived here anymore. I tried to distract myself, went for a run, cleaned, answered work emails. But every hour or so, my phone would buzz with her name. Sometimes she sent voice messages, her voice trembling, saying things like, "It's not what you think," or "Please just call me back." And maybe the old me would have caved. But not this time. I needed her to feel it. That silence she'd given me for months returned in full. By evening, she finally sent a message that made my hands shake. Daniel, I made a mistake. Please don't shut me out. I'll explain everything when I get home. I didn't reply. But I couldn't breathe. The next morning she was at the door. Eyes red, hair messy, her usual composure gone. She looked smaller somehow, like the woman I married had been replaced by someone afraid to face the truth. "Can I come in?" she whispered. I stepped aside silently. She walked past me, set her purse down and turned. "You left without saying anything." "You told me to," I said quietly. She winced. "I didn't mean it. I was angry. I crossed my arms. Angry about what exactly? About me noticing. About me being in the way of whoever you're texting. Her lips parted then closed. It's not. Don't lie, Emily. Tears welled in her eyes. It wasn't serious. I swear it wasn't. It was just someone I met through work. Talk. It felt nice to be noticed again, that's all. I laughed bitterly. You needed to feel noticed. So you flirted. Lied. Disappeared for hours. It wasn't like that, she cried, but her voice cracked. He's married too. We just talked. I never meant for it to go anywhere. Did you touch him? Yes. Silence. That was my answer. She looked down, hands trembling. It only happened once. Once. I whispered. And that makes it better. A sob. I was lost, Daniel. You've been so distant, so quiet. I thought you didn't love me anymore. I took a step back. So you filled the silence with someone else. Her tears fell freely now. Please. Sorry. I ended it. That night at dinner, I was trying to tell him it was over. I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to. But the part of me that had waited months for honesty couldn't trust words anymore. Do you even know what that did to me? Said. Watching you laugh with another man while I sat there pretending not to notice. She covered her face. I was stupid. I didn't think you'd leave. I looked at her, really looked at her, and realized how much of our love had turned into fear. Fear of being unseen, unheard, unloved. I didn't leave to punish you, I said quietly. I left because I finally believed you meant it when you said I should. Days turned into weeks. She moved into her sister's place for a while. We spoke occasionally. Awkward short conversations about bills or the house or nothing at all. She sent me a long email once, detailing how the affair started. Business trip. Few drinks. Loneliness. Excuses wrapped in apologies. I never replied. But I read it more than once, trying to understand the why behind it all. And the truth is, there was no grand reason. Just two people who stopped seeing each other clearly. 3 months later, she asked if we could meet. At the cafe where we had our first date, she sat across from me, fidgeting with her necklace. I've started therapy, she said. I'm trying to fix myself. I still love you. I nodded slowly. That's good. She searched my face. Is there any chance we can fix us? I hesitated. I don't know. Her eyes softened with quiet defeat. I miss you, Daniel. I smiled faintly. I miss who we used to be. She looked down, tears forming again, but didn't argue. Maybe she knew that some wounds don't heal. They just scar over, reminders of what trust once meant. When I got home that night, the house felt still again, but not lonely. Peaceful. I walked to the drawer where her mug used to be and placed my wedding ring beside it. For a long time I stared at it, thinking about how something so small once carried every promise we ever made. Then I whispered, goodbye, and closed the drawer. In the months that followed, Emily moved back to her parents' house. We signed the papers quietly, no drama, no shouting. Sometimes she still texts on anniversaries, short messages like, hope you're doing okay. I reply politely, nothing more. And maybe that's how it should be. Not with bitterness, but with quiet acceptance. Because betrayal doesn't just end love. It reveals the cracks that were already there. The spaces where two people stopped reaching for each other long before the fall. I've learned something since that night she told me to go home if you're jealous. Sometimes leaving isn't an act of weakness. It's the only way to remind someone and yourself what your worth truly is. And when she panicked the next morning, realizing I was truly gone, I didn't feel triumph, only peace. The kind that comes when you finally stop fighting to be loved by someone who's already stopped trying to love you back.